If you've seen 2012's The Avengers, you know there is a mysterious bad guy lurking in the shadows, and he has a huge influence on Marvel's movie universe. First, he gave Loki a Mind Gem scepter, so he could gain possession of the Tesseract, which in turn contained the Space Gem. Then he had Ronan bring him a Power Gem. Every Marvel fan knows his name is Thanos, and he seeks to acquire all the Infinity Stones. Unfortunately for Thanos, his agents have bungled the job so far, and now he has to gather the gems himself.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Unlike the current Marvel movie Thanos, the comic book Thanos has a much richer background. And we now present 10 facts about Thanos. Number 10. Thanos was born with Deviant syndrome. Thanos was born with a gigantic deformed body and has hide-like skin. He was one of the last sons of Lars, aka Mentor, originator of the second colony of Eternals on the moon of Saturn called Titan. Thanos was also born with a rare condition the Eternals call Deviant syndrome, making him resemble the enemies of the Eternals, known as the Deviants. He was a pacifist as a child, but because of his deformities, he became sullen and depressed, obsessed with the concept of death, and would no longer play the way he used to with his brother Eros. As an Eternal, Thanos is basically immortal and has a natural ability to make the cosmic power into whatever he feels like. He has unlimited durability, strength, and intelligence, and by using meditation and bionic implantation, Thanos has surpassed all other Eternals on Titan with his augmented eternal powers. Number 9. Thanos killed his own kind. With his rising powers and abilities, Thanos' appetite for destruction and conquest also rose. Stealing a starship, he searched the cosmos for brigands and mercenaries to form his own huge army. Once he amassed a small fleet, he bombed his home world of Titan. Thousands were destroyed by the nuclear bombs, including his mother, Suizan. Thanos made himself ruler of the remnants of Titan, and soon wished to conquer the nearby Earth. The embodiment of death in the form of a human female was drawn to Thanos because of his penchant for chaos and because he killed his own race. After a while, Thanos settles into family life, by starting a new family, until Mistress Death visits him again, and he murders this family too. Number 8. Thanos is infatuated with death. Once the entity of death visited Thanos for the first time, he was romantically obsessed with her, and to make himself worthy of death's love, he sought to gain more and more power. He originally looked to conquer worlds and seize political power. Then he found he could be even more powerful if he possessed items like the Cosmic Cube and the Infinity Gems. One time he was able to transform himself into a godlike form after gaining the Cosmic Cube. In this godlike form, he battled the Avengers and Captain Marvel. After Thanos thought he drained the power from the cube, he tossed it away, and Marvel found it and struck the cube and willed it to restore the universe to what it had been. Once everything was restored, Thanos found himself in mortal form, floating in the center of the universe. His flagship, Sanctuary 2, had been programmed to retrieve him, and when Thanos came to his senses, he fell into depression again, when he learned death had abandoned him after this failure. Number 7. Thanos' brother Eros is an Avenger. Eros is the youngest son of the Eternals Lars and Suizan, and brother of Thanos. Compared to the over-ambitious and scheming Thanos, Eros grew up to be carefree and fun-loving, as well as being a womanizer. But when Thanos attacked Titan, leaving his mother Suizan dead, Eros started taking things more seriously. After Eros helped Captain Marvel, the Avengers, and the remaining survivors on Titan, he was allowed to join the Avengers using the name Star Fox. During the months he was with the Avengers, Star Fox Eros helped them defeat Terminus and Maelstrom. After that, he left the Avengers to chase after the space pirate Nebula, and later found out she was his niece. Number 6. Thanos has a repressed Fatalist complex. As a tribute to his beloved death, Thanos once obtained the Infinity Gauntlet complete with all the gems and destroyed half the population of the universe. Death continued taunting and prodding Thanos, and this made him more determined than ever to impress her. The Infinity Gauntlet gave Thanos omnipotence, and even with the cosmic entities Love, Hate, the Stranger, Epic, Chaos, Order, and Galactus, along with Earth's superheroes, they could not take Thanos down. However, Nebula, Thanos' grandniece, was able to take the gauntlet from his hand, and the universe was restored once again. Later, Adam Warlock possessed the Infinity Gauntlet, putting an end to the crisis. Thanos fell into a period of introspection, and at this time Adam Warlock understood that all of Thanos' effort to gain supreme power was not only stopped by Earth's superheroes, but by fear and self-doubt within Thanos himself. Thanos subconsciously felt he was fated to fail. Number 5. The comic book version of Drax was made to kill Thanos. In the Marvel Comics universe, Drax the Destroyer started out as an ordinary man. While driving in the Mojave Desert, real estate agent Arthur Douglas, his wife Yvette, and his daughter Heather witnessed a spaceship fly over them. Within the ship was Thanos on an Earth surveillance mission. Rather than being discovered, Thanos destroys their car. However, Thanos' father, Mentor, was monitoring him at the time, and when Mentor found that Heather Douglas was still alive, he took her back to Titan to live until she returned to Earth as Moondragon. With the aid of his father Kronos, Mentor gathers the astral form or consciousness of Arthur Douglas before it flees from his dying body. In an effort to create a being powerful enough to defeat Thanos, they create Drax the Destroyer, using Earth's soil, making a body for Douglas that has superhuman powers. Number 4. Thanos was originally a ripoff of Metron, but ended up as a Darkseid ripoff. Metron is a DC character, an evil cosmic being with many almost godlike powers. He sits on a throne called the Mobius Chair. His powers vary by appearance but are mostly energy-based, similar to Thanos, and also are technologically enhanced too. So even though Thanos looks more like Darkseid, he has more in common with Metron. The creator of Thanos, Jim Starlin, is quoted as saying this about Thanos and how he turned out to be a Darkseid ripoff. Kirby had done the New Gods, which I thought was terrific. He was over at DC at the time. I came up with some things that were inspired by that. You'd think that Thanos was inspired by Darkseid, but that was not the case when I showed up. In my first Thanos drawings, if he looked like anybody, it was Metron. I had all these different gods and things I wanted to do, which became Thanos and the Titans. Roy took one look at the guy in the Metron-like chair and said, "Beef him up! If you're going to steal one of the new gods, at least rip off Darkseid, the really good one." Number 3. Thanos made clones of Galactus, Gladiator, Professor X, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. Thanos studied many of the heroes and villains in the universe, and when he was conducting genetic experiments, he cloned some of them, gene splicing in his own DNA. Later he abandoned these experiments, but 5 clones survived. Clones of Galactus, Gladiator, Professor X, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. Other incarnations of Thanos were encountered by Thor and Khazar, and were also clones. Adam Warlock, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Gamora, and Pip the Troll, along with the real Thanos, destroyed the remaining clones. Sometimes when a storyline strays from the Thanos normal canon, it is blamed on an obnoxious clone, and the history is wiped away. Pretty convenient for writers in some situations. Number 2. Thanos was defeated by Squirrel Girl. Thanos has been defeated many times, but nothing is as humiliating as being beaten by a Squirrel Girl and her furry army. A story in CL Xmas number 1, published in 2005, was never intended to be Marvel canon. This parody in a special holiday issue pokes fun at the stories that use the excuse that Thanos was not Thanos but a clone. In this story, the Watcher confirms that it is the real Thanos that is defeated by Squirrel Girl, also known as the Anti-Life or the Slayer of all that breathes. These monikers seem to be well earned. Number 1. Thanos was arrested by regular police and once owned a Thanoscopter. In the comic book Spider Super Stories number 39, Who Will Get the Cosmic Cube, Thanos is depicted flying around in his Thanoscopter, on a mission to steal the Cosmic Cube. Spider-Man and Hellcat heroically tried to stop this from happening. Hellcat kicks the cube out of Thanos' hand, and the Cosmic Cube lands in an alleyway. When Thanos tries to recover it, Spider-Man and Hellcat are there to stop him. In another embarrassing scene for Thanos, the police are called, and they take Thanos off to jail. The inhumanity. So that was 10 facts about Thanos. Thanks for watching. Like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe.